All right, LTD fam, ¿cómo se dice? ¿Cómo se llamas? Welcome back. Today's video going to be a little bit different. We're going to talk about 75 hard. What is it? What are the rules? Lupe, how are you making it your own? Lupe, how do I join you? And what does it all mean? So 75 hard was introduced to me from a good friend of mine who also is one of my business partners and just great dude that I love hanging out with, my buddy Ryan. And I saw his transformation. He does it every year from January until basically the end of March, whenever 75 is done. And the transformation he did. And I always thought that I needed a reset, but I needed some sort of regimented program. Usually when I put my mind to stuff, I can complete it. And I've done that in all realms of of different parts of my life. The last thing, kind of what I've always yo-yoed on, and I think a lot of people yo-yo on, is, carrying around a little bit of that baby fat. But part of this program, it's not just go to the gym. It's supposed to help you kind of reset your mind, where it's kind of all-encompassing. It's the body, soul, and spirit, I guess, in a way. And that's what I kind of liked about it. That's kind of what I always knew, that I needed to start drinking more water. So this thing is just going to be, it's going to be perfect for it all. So what is 75 hard? So 75 hard is, I'll tell you kind of what the basic rules on it. The first rule is that you have to drink a gallon of water a day. And basically what this does, it teaches the importance of completing small tasks and discipline. And damn, that's a lot of water. I'm going to be peeing like a racehorse. But that's rule number one. So I bought this. I wanted to keep myself accountable. I'm not really going to follow these hour things, but I just wanted to be able to see, engage it, and go, oh, I need to dominate this. So that's number one. This thing, if I remember, I'll put the Amazon link down below, but it wasn't too bad. And then the second thing, which I actually found very, very, what's the word? Enticing, I guess, is I've always wanted to read more. I love reading. I just don't seem to find the time to read because I'm overworked all the time. And when it's time to relax, I'd rather just rot on the couch like the rest of us, right? Just start scrolling through all of the different, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I was doing it a little bit over moderation, where I probably should have got some stuff done. So I picked up some books. And some of these books were just completely recommended to me. I've never read any of them, so I'm actually really excited to dive into it. So part of 75 Hard is you must read 10 nonfiction pages a day. So they all have to be kind of self-help book, kind of in a way. So the most successful small business in the world. This one was recommended to me. So look at this guy. Come on. It looks like the guy from Jurassic Park. I love it. So this one is just going to dive into the principles of small businesses and everything else. Not only do we help run, but we also help start small businesses here in Rhode Island. I try to help out all my small business friends, either them be in markets or plugging them with the right people or being a connector in some way, and don't really want anything in return. I just know that it makes for a better Rhode Island, and that's why we do things. Okay, profit first. So this one, transform your business from cash-eating monster to a money-making machine. This one was recommended by Ryan too. He said it absolutely revolutionized his small business. My buddy Ryan started with an inflatable that he bought online. I think this was the book. Yeah, this was the book. He had just quit his job. He didn't know how he was going to pay for things. He just knew that he had to provide for his son. So what he did is he went online, Facebook Marketplace, bought an inflatable, and then he was renting that one now, and then he built it up, and now I'm so wicked proud of him. He owns a construction company, he owns a tent rental company, and he still does all the inflatables for parties, and he is booked solid throughout the whole summer in Rhode Island. So I love this kid. This kid is like giving me breath of fresh air. So I love you, Ryan. All right, so profit first. Even though you guys know me, people first and then profit. So those are going to be the two books that I'm going to tackle. The last third book that I'm going to tackle is, I was waiting for a really good time to really dive into this one. This one is called The 4 Agreements. Now, I think that everyone should read this, but also probably men, because men are usually ones that don't seek out help and rather fix it themselves instead of going to therapy or what have you, just life. So The 4 Agreements. And I believe that the author also wrote some other books, but this is the main one that everyone's talking about. So I'm excited to dive into that. I'm pretty sure I'm going to know most of these, but it's kind of cool to still read and kind of do the self-work, right? Now, lastly, this one I'm kind of adding into the whole mix, shadow work. So this, my friends, is, what's the term for it? Cognitive behavior, I think is what it's called. This is just a new age type of thing, the shadow work journal. But this one, this one isn't part of the thing. This, if I'm gonna be suffering, we're working it all out, baby. I'm one of those folks where, like, when stuff goes wrong, just have everything go wrong at the same time. That way I can just handle all of it at the same time, as opposed to just spreading it all out. No. Give me, let's do it all right now. Let's smash out all the work. Shadow work. So you're going to talk about anger. You're going to talk about changes. You're going to talk about less. You're going to talk about putting yourself last. When in your life are you putting yourself last? Hold on, baby. You're going to talk about your teen adults. You're going to talk about sadness. What would your sadness look like if you were a painting or a drawing? You don't actually have to sketch it out, but instead use your words to visualize it. Facing your fear. What is your biggest fear? So, I mean, we're diving in, baby. We're diving in. It's a journal. Go ahead and be absolutely as authentic as you want to be and should be. And I actually believe that if you're going to do something like this, just go all out. Just go all out. All right. All right, guys. Now, the next thing is that there's going to be part of 75 Hard is you need to do 2 workouts a day. They need to be at least 45 minutes, and one of them has to be outside. So one of mine, and I actually, obviously we're completely, I walked in a parade the other day and I was ready to tap out. I think I went home and took a nap. So I think the way that we're going to regiment ours is I'm going to take brisket for a very long walk early in the morning. That's another thing that I'm adding into this craziness is I am going to become an early riser again. I remember that when I was waking up at around 4:30 every morning. What's wrong, bud? When I was waking up at 4:30, I just felt like I was getting more out of the day. And no, buddy, hold on. I was just getting more out of the day, right? So, that's another thing that I'm going to go ahead and just add to my list. All right. So, and then the next thing, the second workout can be whatever the heck you want it to be. It can be another outdoor one. It can be, you just can't do them together. The whole point of this, where it's just really, really just annoying. Like they basically don't want you to do an hour and a half. That's kind of cheating the system. The whole point is that it needs to build up your discipline. It needs to build up your checklist. It needs to build up things to do. So that's why they break it off like that. And the 4:30 a.m. is going to be kind of a hard one, but I think that that's one that I want to do moving forward. Now, lastly is the diet. Now, the program itself does a really good job of telling you basically whatever it is that you need to do to eat healthier. So some folks will do a low carb diet. Some folks will do an intermittent fasting type thing. But whatever it is, there's no cheat meals and there's no alcohol. So everyone thinks I'm crazy because I'm doing this throughout the whole holidays. This ends, when I start this tomorrow, this ends December 30th, which is New Year's Eve, right? So, beepity boop. That's going to be one hell of a Christmas Eve dinner and champagne. But by then, I've done this before where, like, when you eat like this, you end up eating less anyway. So your stomach shrinks and it's a whole thing. So I think for my program, and I know some friends that are they're going to try to do a vegan diet, what I'm going to do for myself is I am going to do a mix of intermittent fasting along with a low carb diet. So I'm going to be doing both. I'm going to be restricting my hours of eating, and I'm also going to be doing a low carb diet where I'm basically keeping track of my carbs. Now I can do that for 3 months, and then we can restructure everything after 75 hard is done. And then lastly, I guess the last rule is if you mess up anywhere along the road, you have to start over, and no one's going to be accountable for you. You have to be accountable for yourself, right? One of the things that there's a great, and if I remember, I'll put a link down in the description. And if I don't, please guys remind me so I put it in there. It's a link to a Spotify podcast where he kind of breaks down all the reasonings on 75 hard, why you're doing it, you know, how we all walk around and we make up excuses for ourselves, right? We make up excuses. He has this thing called the B voice, rhymes with itch. You have this itch voice in your mind that's telling you all the 1,000 reasons why you shouldn't do something. And this program is supposed to just get you to just do it. Just do it. You need to clean the basement, just do it. You need to do this, just do it. Cognitively make better decisions along the route. That's why I like this program, because it's more than just make sure you only eat 1,000 calories and shut the hell up and get out of here. No, this is you have to go out. You have to read. You have to feed your brain. You have to set discipline in place. And I love, believe it or not, I know it sounds weird, and because I live a very unique lifestyle, but I really do love structure, and I really do love discipline. And, you know, for being a bigger dude, I really do love vegetables, and I really do love healthy food. I know I just happen to be around with folks that are always in the restaurant industry and everything else. So that's why we're eating what we're eating. That's why we're eating chicken pounds and tacos and burritos. Nothing wrong with that, by the way, in moderation. So we're going to figure it all out. So what does that mean for this video, for this channel? Is I think I'm going to try my hardest to do a weekly vlog where I kind of just grab clips from random days, or maybe one full day. And if I find myself being in the groove, maybe I'll do more than one video a day. Maybe it'll be more than one video a week. Maybe it'll be one video a week and then a live, and we cook together a healthy meal, something like that. So we'll figure that out together. And then as far as the other channel goes, maybe we'll do lives over there as well, but we'll do it in a way where we're using like local ingredients and having fun that way. So it's going to be interesting rest of the 2024. Yeah, 2020. Sorry, my mind, we're already planning events in 2025 and 2026. My mind is nuts. So that's really it, fam. So it's the water bottle, right? It's the water bottle. It's the books. It's the water bottle, 1 gallon a day, 10 pages a day, 2 workouts, 2 45-minute workouts. One has to be outside. You have to follow some sort of structured meal plan. No cheat meals, no alcohol. And then you also have to start over if you mess up. And that's okay. That's just, hey, there's no cheating in the system. You're only cheating yourself. And then kind of the 2 things that I'm adding it to myself is I want to get back to my early rising. And then I also want to dive into some shadow work, which is probably going to be the toughest part for some of us out there, because it makes you like really look at yourself. And I think everyone should do that. Some folks are ready to do the work. Some folks are not. But I feel like if you authentically sit down and look at yourself objectively and you go, okay, let's work all these things out, then I think you're going to do fantastic. All right, guys, from Brisket and I, he's just chilling. From Brisket and I, we love you. If you guys want to join us, we're starting tomorrow. If you don't, follow the weird journey. And with that being said, we're going to get the heck out of here. Brisket wants to go run around a little bit. Until next time, be well, eat well, and make sure you guys take care of each other, okay? Ciao.